Hello everyone, this is Riku Keyblade Master, and today I thought I would take a break from all of the news chaos and bring something a little more subtle to the table. And right now, I'm talking about another movie review. Bleh. Can't talk today. Um, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. The movie I'm going to bring up is Sleeping Beauty. Now, I haven't seen the movie before. This was like my first time ever seeing it. So expect a genuine reaction. Okay, first of all, you got your classic storybook beginning, storybook ending, whatever. I love how they did things by the book. The book's cover was cute too, by the way. Oh, and there will be spoilers for those of you that haven't seen the movie. Let's just get that out of the way right now. If you haven't watched Sleeping Beauty, I'm unaware if they made a live action version of it yet, but if they did, it would be creepy. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. When I watched Sleeping Beauty, I was kind of creeped out, to be honest with you. I mean, it was cute, but creepy at the same time. It knew how to balance both out, though. That's one thing I will say. Anyway, the story begins, obviously, with the queen giving birth to Aurora, and they celebrated her birth. They had a big celebration, and a lot of different kingdoms were there. And things were going so perfectly. The prince even got a glimpse of Aurora. Prince Philip even got a glimpse of her. And things, like I said, things seemed really, really well. Till we got to the part where the three fairies presented their gifts. Now, Flora and Fauna got through theirs. But it wasn't until after that moment, insert the villain, Maleficent, showed up. And, honestly, I would be upset too if someone didn't invite me, But what did Maleficent do to not be invited? Because the fairies were really ticked off at her. They were like, you weren't wanted. Now, the thing is here is, it's just crazy. Well, the first gift, let's rewind a little bit. The first gift she was given was the gift of beauty. That was Flora's gift. Fauna's gift to her was the gift of song. Now, and of course, Maleficent came in and interrupted the whole thing. But after she bestowed her gift, saying that she would prick her finger on the spindle of a spinning wheel on her 16th birthday, then when Maleficent said something about, she was very upset about not being invited, the queen was the queen had interjected before she casted the spell that she asked, "You're not angered, are you?" And Maleficent said, "No, no, 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 I'm not angered at all." But she was. Because, again, she casted a spell that on Aurora's 16th birthday, she would prick her finger on the spindle of a spinning wheel. And end up dead afterwards. Which leads me to Merryweather's gift. The gift that Merryweather had bestowed on her after the hijinks with Maleficent was the gift of beauty, even after death. And a spell that she would be awoken. Of course, you know, Maleficent's spell obviously killed her. But Merryweather's spell gave her, technically she gave her Merryweather gave her 2 gifts in one, so she got a 2 for 1, even though they said no more, no less than 1 gift each. She got not only the gift of beauty after death, but she also got the gift of being awoken by True Love's first kiss to break Maleficent's spell. So in a way, it was kind of a 2 for 1, which is pretty unique. Nice way to slip an extra gift in there. I really liked how they did that. But they said that they would take Aurora and raise her as her own in a little cottage in the Glen. But unfortunately, no one in the kingdom knew, for safety reasons, of course. So, after raising Aurora, and she turned 16, she was sent to pick out some berries so they could make stuff for her party. Well, that is when she started talking to the different woodland creatures, and I was getting a Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs vibe, honestly. Because they both have a cottage involved. But anyway, they both have a cottage involved, and they both have a really pretty princess who talks to animals. Now, this is really unique. Philip hears her singing. Of course, the horse doesn't want to follow the voice. And then Philip ends up bribing the horse. But the horse throws him into a puddle of water, causing him to have to take off his boots and his cape and hang them up to dry. But the forest animals take the boots and the cape. I mean, the little rabbits, one in each boot. It was so cute. And then they like this little owl looking thing in the cape. It was so adorable. And then after hearing her sing some more, Philip approaches her, and she keeps backing away because they told her not to talk to strangers. Well, then he asks for her name. She says, "Oh no, I can't. When will I ever see? You'll never see me again." But then she changes her mind and says, "You'll see me this evening at the cottage in the Glen," telling Philip where she's at. Well, the happy-hearted Philip goes back to the kingdom and tries to tell his father that he fell in love with a peasant girl whose name she didn't know. Now, the father, of course, got really, really miffed. You know, got really mad, like, you're not gonna marry a peasant. And, of course, when the fairies told Aurora that she was already betrothed, Of course, she did not take it well. She did not take it well. Then they took her to another area and got her in her dress. And then her crown was placed on her head. Then they left her alone for a few minutes. And here's where things get interesting. They shouldn't have left her alone because look what happened. Fell into Maleficent's curse, leading her all the way to Maleficent's kingdom, where the only spinning wheel spindle that was left was one she poked her finger on. And, of course, she had a second thought. She had a little bit of control. But then the control slowly slipped back to Maleficent. But she didn't have any control till she got to the spindle. She was trying to make a decision on whether to poke it or not. Then Maleficent finally said, "Poke it." So she did. And of course, she fell into a deep sleep. But thanks to Merryweather's gift, she actually didn't die. Merryweather's gift gave her the gift of life. But Maleficent really, honestly, wouldn't have known that if they hadn't used magic to clean up the house and bake a cake and make a dress. Dude, their first time trying by themselves was horrible. Neither of them had those skills. Which I can understand, though. Neither of them had those skills. Which I could totally understand, because they always relied on their magic to do everything for them. And, then, after finding that Aurora / Briar Rose, sorry for not mentioning that in the beginning, Briar Rose was the identity that they gave her. See, the thing is, though, is they chased her throughout Maleficent's castle in the Forbidden Mountain. And they were too late. But thanks to Merryweather's spell, like I said, she's not really dead. She just fell asleep. I mean, I don't know if Maleficent said anything about, I can't remember if Maleficent had said, you know, the only way you could break the spell is true love's first kiss or whatever. But Merryweather said it. I know she said it, but I don't know if Maleficent said it. I can't recall if she said it. But she knew, thanks to her green little bulb on her walking stick or wand or whatever the hell you want to call it. She knew. Which is why she lured Philip as soon as he went to the cottage to look for Aurora / Briar Rose, and got trapped by Maleficent, then thrown into the dungeon. Then Maleficent told Philip about everything. With the help of the fairies, Philip was able to escape the dungeon. The fairies had transferred Aurora to her tower back in the castle, but not before putting everyone in the kingdom to sleep. Not before putting everyone in the kingdom into a deep slumber. And it went over pretty darn well for a little bit afterwards until, of course, Maleficent changed into her dragon form. They fight with Maleficent until Philip is faced with almost falling off of a cliff. Then, using a spell, the three good fairies activate another part of the sword, which they gave to Philip. They gave Philip a sword and a shield. Now I understand where the weapons came from. In the Kingdom Hearts series, they really didn't, go over that. But thanks to watching the movie, I now know that they got it from... I should have assumed as much, though. I should have assumed it. But anyway, after fighting the dragon, Philip is, like I said, pinned because of the fact that there was a cliff behind him. And he thought he was going to fall. And so the Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather, all three of them, gave him a spell to increase his sword power. And the sword pretty much stabbed Maleficent. And she fell down off the cliff, leaving him to ride to the castle where he could find the highest room in the tallest tower and then kiss her. Afterwards, everyone in the kingdom woke up and no one even knew what was up. And of course, while they were dancing, the fairies fought over what color the dress should be. The dress was blue the whole time. And then they, pink, blue, and it was just so cute. They did a pretty good job with pacing, and let's not forget the imbecile, the imbecile guards. Oh my god. Oh my god, those guys are real idiots. I mean, Diavold was really the only reason that, that Briar Rose was able to be found. And not only that, but he found her cottage because of them using magic, being fed up with, being fed up with trying to do things the normal way. But, yeah. Overall, it started out a little slow, but then it went fast, and then it went slow again, and then, had a controlled pace. So, really, honestly, I gotta give... I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to say a 7, close to an 8 out of 10 for me. I loved the movie. Do not get me wrong. I loved it. But I went into it, there were a few things that took me out of the immersion. Like, like the fact that, yeah, I get that the kingdoms, fight or whatever, but I feel like they spent way too much time on, that one particular scene where the two kings were fighting, And it's just like, dude, can we please move on to the next scene? Like, I can't tell you how dragged out some of the scenes felt. And not really for the best either. Those two fighting, like, kind of took me out of it a little. Kind of made me forget what I was watching. Like, if I wanted to see two men arguing, I would just walk outside and see them on the street. If I wanted to see two men arguing for a long time, only to find out actually that it was a joke. I guess they were joking, like the whole argument was a joke. But that still doesn't change my score. It's still going to be an 8 out of 10 for me. Which would probably be about a 3.5 star. So 3.5 out of 5 stars for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Riku Keyblade Master. Comment, rate, subscribe to become a Keyblade wielder and stay awesome as usual. Love you guys. Thank you guys so much for staying safe. Thank you guys so much for the support. I cannot thank you guys enough.